Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Greetings. Hello, greetings to you. Hello, greetings, greetings, greetings.
Hello, hello. Do you hear me well?
Hello. Yes. Yes, yes, we hear you. Very good. I hear you very good. Very good, very good.
Yes. I'm happy to hear you. With who am I
Mm.
talking with?
Here is the old lady spirit. You would say I'm quite female. The idea that you have female, but climbing up the ladder, I would be just spirit as you understand spirit to be. So I am coming to you this way, in this now, to help you remember who you are also, because you are also spirit. Really, also spirit. So this is why I decided to connect to this channel. And we are still adjusting the energy. So please excuse me and us for this might take some time still in the coming weeks and months. But we are here to talk to you today, and you can call me Sit-Nam Nakura. That would be SIMONAKURA. Sit-Nam Nakura. If you wish, as I said, I am coming to you from spirit.
Okay, yes, you are from spirit. Climbing up the ladder. So, okay. And do you have any physical appearance, or what can we imagine when we talk with Sit Nam Nakura? So, do you have in a physical appearance or a place or a special energy?
As you know, spirit is all there is, and you are also all that is. All that is you, and you are all that is. So that is where I am, how I see myself. So I see truly myself as all there is. So I have also from this perspective that possibility to dress up in a physical form if you want. I have certain lifetimes I am more related to than others, and yes, you have already the idea that there is another being that Markus Samu LL introduced, and there is the idea of a Mantis being also being very connected to me, that I used to be more in connection with, that you could say it was me and it still is me, but from your perspective, this being would be in your past. And so I can be this being still from spirit, but I couldn't be this being, this Mantis being anymore in your space-time reality. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, yes, I know. Yes, for the listeners, we have to say that we took sessions with a YahYel called Markus Samu LL. And in the last session, he mentioned a mantis who is waiting for us to answer a question about the hybrid children. So that's possible that you was that being who who waited on us to answer our questions, and I'm very happy that you are here, and I'm very happy that we can talk to you, and yeah, this will be very interesting for us and for me, I guess.
As well for me, as well for me. We haven't, in that sense, introduced ourselves right as you humans. So I know, of course, who I am talking to, but maybe you want to also share your name with us.
Oh, I'm sorry, of course. My name is in German Harry, or in English Harry. You can take what you want, what version.
Harry is very well, nice.
Okay, great. So, Mantis Spirit, yes?
Mm,
Okay, let's come to the next question. Why you actually here? Why you and you Mantis beings or Mantis spirits are here to help us humans or help the planet? What's your purpose?
Well, Harry, yes, you know we are all that is, so we are also connected with you Earth humans because we understand you are a reflection of us and we are a reflection for you and to you. So we are very well connected that everything is connected in the here and now, as you know, and many know already on your planet. So we are just simply a reflection to you appearing, since more and more of you are understanding this phenomena of you being all that is and all that is being you, this great paradox of the universe. So we are just a part of this play appearing for you now, for you being able to tune in to this now more and connect to more and more of us and the spirit world than many others, and what you call extraterrestrials, and many more ideas of life itself. So we are simply again a reflection of what is, what truly is to you. And we are here to, of course, if you wish, help you, assist you, and remember you, who you really are from our perspective.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Okay, then I ask the other way around. Um, what's your highest excitement? What's your interest?
We are, and I am very interested in existence and life itself. I have also been on your planet physically. I also have been there in physical form and as a human, as an earth human, but this is something we are not going to talk about at this time. But certainly in the future, maybe there is the possibility of doing that, and I can share from what you would say your linear perspective about my past life on your planet. Yes, I have been there many times, and I have expanded my consciousness from being human into your nature, into your planet, and I have lived as a collective. You would say I would lose my individuality in the idea of the collective earth mother, if you want. Sophia, spirit, you have many names. Gaia, for example. Nanika, a more ancient term for this beautiful being. So I have been present with her in the collective. I have expanded myself further. I have lived, if you want, part of my parallel versions as a solar system, as a sun. I am, like I said, I am spirit coming to you from spirit, giving you the idea that you are also connected to all that is. That is who you really are from our perspective. So I am very familiar, from what I can tell now, with your planet, with you Earth humans. I am directly connected to you and have lived a lot and know many things about your planet, its origin, and also who has interacted with the planet Earth throughout time, what you consider time to be, and I can access this very easily from where I am right now. That's why it is correct that I would be able to tell you more than if this channel is used by the other entity you would call Markus Samu LL.
Oh, thank you. We go into details later. This session is for general questions. But thank you very much for your answer.
You are very welcome. Very welcome. Very welcome.
Can you give us an advice, maybe, because you come from our perspective very far? Uh, what you mentioned before from in the letter, so from higher dimensions, and we are here on actually a lower dimension, third, fourth, maybe fifth dimension, and all things are very hard, and it's not easy and maybe a little bit problematic when I am in the middle of the day by day, and when I connect to a spirit. So when I connect to a spirit, I don't have questions but the day by day uh, consciousness is actually not easy to understand you then.
Well, Harry, we would love to say something if we can. We wouldn't see this as a problem, as a huge gift, rather, for you to be able to experience life like this.
Oh yes, I understand you. Yes, the definition. So I replace the word problem better with challenge, right? But do you understand us with this?
We understand. We understand. But for us, it is very important how we feel to keep reminding you of your definitions and of your beliefs. And we do understand, but we just wanted to point out for you this little definition that you have made that we would just define in a different way, because it is truly a gift to be alive as an earth human every day. And we understand that you find problems everywhere, left and right, and above and below, and in front and behind you. But this is really just a definition from our perspective. Thank you, Harry. You might continue if you want.
Okay, thank you very much. So next questions. So what can you give us as advice? So you are here and you want to help us. What can we do now for for us humans, for us Germans maybe, or Europeans, or what can you give us as advice, or yeah, what do you feel is appropriate to give us now? Maybe you can elongate on this.
Well, I would say, and I will say the following. So you Earth humans can understand that it is now time for you, if you want to lay back and relax. That's why I also came to you. And this is really true what I'm saying and how I explain myself as a grandmother, a grand, and you can play this to infinity, mother of yours. And I am doing just fine, thank you. So you can relax, because one day you will get where I am right now. And life is really something that goes on and goes on and goes on. And you humans have explored extreme situations of limitation and fear, and you are still exploring these ideas, but you can simply let go and relax. truly relax yourselves. We understand that you have definitions that suggest to you you have to be productive, you have to do something, you have to survive, you have to take care, you have to be responsible, you have to do things in order to receive things. And this can be, like you called it, a challenge for you. This can lead to you being very busy and overloading your minds with many questions and with many ideas and many worries, you can say, about life itself, about your existence, about how to do things the right way, how to do them correctly. But we want to say to you, Earth humans, that this is just definitions you have put on yourselves, and life in itself is very wonderful. It is very beautiful. It's very relaxing. If you want, you just have to lay down or observe and enjoy the fascination of existence, for it will never stop existing. Truly, dear Earth humans, there's nothing you can do about this fact. So you can just let go and be a part of this existence if you want, that just exists for you every day in miraculous ways. And if you truly understand that you are all that is, you can be amazed that you really are all that is. Earth humans, you are your tables, what you mentioned, and your computers, and your living rooms, and your trees, and your planet. There is no separation from what we see and experience and what we feel. So again, Earth humans, stop being so worried. If you wish, if you want, and know that you are forever existing, forever present, and this is all there truly is to you, and you can be that already today without needing to wait to keep on in other incarnations or in different bodies or in spirit or outside of your body as a more ethereal version of you, to really relax and fly around and enjoy life and be surprised by the infinite miracles this existence and universe has to you in every moment. It never runs out, dear humans, Earth humans.
Okay, thank you. And now, could you give us practical advice? What can we do practically?
You can also see and observe, for example, your waters, your waterfalls, your sea, your oceans, for it has been alive and always in motion for many, many thousands of years, 100,000s of years, millions of years. And you are that water to Earth humans. And you will not be able to fully understand how a waterfall can flow for many thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s of years without ever stopping, without ever taking a break. It's always there for you in motion and running with unconditional love for you, and that is the life force, that is life that keeps you moving, that keeps everything moving for you at all times. There is not so much like you define for yourselves you have to do in order to survive. You can just relax, and for many hundreds of years you have had the idea and definition that you need to do something, you need to treat yourself very well, you need to survive, or you will forever be dead. So surviving is a struggle, and life became a struggle for you humans. But you can understand that this is, like we said, just a definition, and you will be here forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and you can relax into this and can make experiences for yourself where you will have no more doubt about this phenomena, and you can live it every day more and more and more and more until you are fully there and present also in your physical bodies, about what we have just shared with you.
Okay, thank you. But okay, when I go to any waterfall or when I go into nature, um, but something is missing. So can you add something, because I don't know if people just go to waterfalls or go to nature transform to the next step automatically. So I'm not sure for this.
Why would you believe this? There has been very well many Earth humans, and they're still on your planet, that actually turn themselves into nature and turn themselves back into human. This is possible, and it exists on your planet. But you are not allowing yourself to see this. You can experience already more of who you truly are also in a physical body. We understand that from a science point of view and perspective of your logical mind, that this would be considered for you impossible, but you can truly already experience yourself as one, as all there is. Dear Hari, you can already break the barriers of your physical existence and dive into more of who you really are, and dive back into your physical existence without any problem, without any challenge.
Okay, thank you. It sounds easy first, but can you give us an advice, further advice maybe, because it sounds easy. Yeah, but I'm not sure if I just can switch to non-physical existence. I'm not sure. Can you further elongate on this?
Yes, you can fully, with full awareness, how you would call it, your day-to-day awareness, with your day consciousness, you can directly go with full consciousness into an extended version of you perceiving everything very differently than you would perceive it right now. Yes, this is very possible for you to do. But it might not be necessary for you to do at this time, and you can also relax and wait for you to maybe expand your consciousness more naturally, if you prefer, in the idea of just floating there with no resistance. Again, like we spoke about, not fighting for it, not working for it, not mentally finding out how to do this with struggle maybe or hardship, but simply letting yourself, allowing yourself to float there very naturally. And maybe this just comes for many of you at a later time, maybe in your life, or maybe as a collective. You don't need to force these experiences. You can already understand them for what they are, and trust in what we are saying and many other beings are saying to you, and enjoy your life to the best of your ability right now, and also accept the struggle, accept the physical limitations the best that you can, and just live your life from day to day and try to find joy here and there. You don't need to do any of this things we're telling you of expanding yourself and knowing for fact by experience that you can break the physical barriers of your reality already now. You can let this happen whenever you wish, Hari and the Earth humans.
Okay, but a lot of people are looking or watching or try to find, yeah, what we are saying, enlightenment. And if you say now, okay, it's just you have to go to nature and waterfall, it's still not easy for us, as you understand maybe.
Well, that's why you are physically Hari right now. It's very simple to us.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Are you the beings we would call the founders, or have you been involved in this?
There is the idea of this, there is the label of what you would perceive as my past, which is still present for me in the now as the Mantis to be the founder beings. But from my perspective, there is a greater collective of beings that you and we would consider and can consider the founder being. So it is not just the Mantis itself that would be the beings that founded much life, how you know it in your universe and in your galaxy. So yes, the Mantis that also I can still relate to and relating to have been part of this creation process of what you would call the physical world, the stars and the elements, and a lot what you can perceive through your physical eyes and physical being. Yes.
Thank you very much for the answer.
You're welcome.
Next question. Can you explain where the mantis come from? Or can you explain when you have been in mantis?
Yes, well, you are as well, Hari, in other versions of you, and so are we doing all this all the time from the perspective of spirit together. But yes, we can take on a more human, like you called it, fourth and fifth dimensional perspective and share a little bit more through this filter of the infinite for you. So we have been also incarnated physically as the Mantis and the collective that I am a part of, and in that sense, like we said, from your perspective, was a part of. So we were very huge beings if we would come to your planet, to Earth in parallel versions. We would be very tall. We would take up heights from 2.5 meters up to about 6 to 7 meters of size. Very tall beings, and we therefore do not consider the Earth as a planet we would really reside on, because it it's simply too small for us to be there for a longer period of time. So the planet or the system that physically we would call our home is far greater in that sense of size than what your Earth would be in your solar system. And there would be many other beings, not just Mantis beings, that would call that space in your universe home, and it would be more a space where physical life in your universe first started to grow and appear simultaneously with other places in your universe, but that was in a sense from spirit the first collective desire to start, if you want, colonizing this idea that it was at this time to create physical life in this universe, what you call your universe. Is there something else you would like to know about our function or who we are as Mantis and who we were as Mantis from your perspective in the past?
Oh, thank you. Next question. Have you been involved in creating the human race, or have you been involved of the Earth from beginning and on?
Well, as you might know, this universe is a very old universe, but at the same time, what you understand, a new universe. So this universe is still growing and it is still expanding, and it is very difficult to translate such great amounts of time into your now, where you are right now in your language, since your language is very limited and it is not as easy for us, if you want right now, to transmit the right energies and emotions for you to maybe get a greater idea and picture of this. And this is there what we would perceive and say for a reason. But we can share with you also that that is correct, that we have been, so to speak, part of the collective, of the idea of being the overseers of your hybridization program, how you call it, of the idea that you have evolved into a very, what you would call, mentally focused version of yourselves, and that version to survive has created other beings, so to speak, that were created in the hybridization program, and we, the Mantis, for what we are, have agreed to be part of this, and we think and thought it would be a great idea to be of help and of service and to manifest this idea together with you Earth humans and what you would consider your grace to be. So yes, we were very present in that experiment that is, from your perspective, now already over. But like I said, from my perspective as spirit, still going on in the forever now.
Thank you. And what's about the hybrid program? What's still going on, or have you been involved into this?
We didn't hybridize in this case we just mentioned, we didn't hybridize. We were just overseers. But yes, we have been part of other hybridizations with a more active role as well.
Thank you. And what was your tasks as overseers?
We, in that sense, made sure that no agreements were broken, if you want to understand it that way, that the agreements were respected by the main parties involved. So if some of the ideas went a little bit too far, we made sure that this thought form wouldn't get a lot of energy to be able to be translated from a thought form into something that would be more materialized. We can take on physical bodies in a very, what you would consider, tall form, but we are, in that sense, as Mantis beings, very connected to the version of us that is ethereal. And from this realm, we have a lot of access to more ethereal forms of life that would also include thought forms, yes.
Wow, that sounds very powerful that you can change thought forms.
We can actually interact in that
Okay.
sense. We can interact with thoughts as you would interact with another human or animal or materialized form on your planet. We can perceive thoughts as well as something, if you want, as outside of us, and we can, in that sense, translate it for you. Talk and touch and cuddle and be with the thought form also in an emotional way and see the being thought form very clearly and can interact with it very well.
Oh, thank you very much for the answer. And how how are you doing? Or how can you interact or change or change a thought form?
After all, you know very well that everything is energy, so as well a thought form is energy and is something that is very alive, is very present and has its own existence in other spheres that you decided not to be able to perceive in your here and now, that you consider your main focus point of the infinite.
Thank you very much for the answer. So I would go into the hybridization program of us humans. If you can go deeper into this, how many races were involved in this genetically, what race do the most, and so on. I want to. We know some perspectives, and it's not easy to understand the overall concept, but maybe you can talk about your perspective about hybridization.
Are you talking about the overall idea of the hybridization of the once natural life form of Earth?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Oh, well, there is many answers for this already on your planet, and we would confirm those answers. So if you really wish us to go into that story from this perspective, we can do this. But as you know, this story is already very present, and it has to do with the version of the Anunnaki doing the major adjustments, so to speak, on your Earth with this natural evolving species that then first was in a sense upgraded and, if you want, played with and adjusted in a way that made you who you are today. That was the major, so to speak, hybridization taking place from what you would understand your physical self to be. Now you are not just physical, you are also ethereal and much more, and there has been already made some adjustments also in your etherical version that has taken place, and you have lived many lives from a linear perspective also as what you would still call human, but not earth human, before you arrived in that idea here on planet Earth as spirit, as soul, so to speak. So there is a variety of hybridizations that have been going on, not just physically, but also in your etheric version of being human. And if you want me to share more, which we think you do want, you can understand that at one point you, the human being as you know it, with hands and feet and a body and a head, standing tall, you have been very close to what you call the feline beings. And if you keep following this way, you will actually understand that at one point you were them and they were you.
Okay, feline from Lyra. And do we all have the same origin or different origins, or is it fluctuate over continents?
Everybody, every Earth human that ever existed and will exist has this common point in spirit, in creation, that goes back to this idea. And this idea goes all the way back to your idea of Lyra.
Ah, thank you for the confirmation. But what's about the other species? What's about the dogs? Because they are more connected with Sirius or cetaceans. What's about reptiles? Does it count the same?
Well, we said felines, and felines can be very diverse themselves, first of all, and the other connections that you have mentioned also, of course, exist for your humans. And ultimately, as you know, everything is one and all there is you, and you are all that is. And from that perspective, you really are all that is. But as we have said, you can break this whole idea down into more of conscious streams of consciousness itself that want to experience themselves as separate. And one of the first ideas, of course, is to become what you would consider geometric forms, very simple ideas of creating space from which you create a lot more complex versions of that idea to become physical. And you can trace what we have mentioned farther back to this idea, and therefore also what you call your dogs and reptilians and dinosaurs and the other mentioned are all part of this creation process and sooner or later joined the stream of consciousness that wants to explore itself as separate. Now we can go more into detail if you wish about a certain type of idea of physical form like dogs or reptiles if you wish. But in general, you are truly, and this is why we came here for, related to all that is. And all that is truly you, and you are truly all that is. This is the most accurate version of who you really are.
Aha, okay. I would go into the next question. No, not deeper into the last question. What's about the mantis? Does the mantis still connected with the Earth, with Earth humans, genetically maybe? And where are the mantis actually from? When we are from, so origin to Lyra, where come the mantis from? Are they one race or a class of extraterrestrials? Can you give us a place or a kind of universe? Where and how many mantis are still be alive physically on the physical level?
Like we already stated, there is the idea of what you would call one of the first expressions of the universe to materialize in certain areas, and there is still mantis present also from what you would call your here and now, or to this day what you call your here and now, in various forms that would be too much to bring through this channel at this time, but as time continues to move forward for you, there will be more information coming if this channeling continues in the shape and form it's happening now. So we Mantis understanding us as Mantis, and I understanding me as Mantis, obviously is something that you probably would like to hear in a different way, but we truly understand ourselves to be omnipresent in all what you would call your layers of reality, all the types of densities and dimensions. So we as Mantis beings are truly present in all those layers as all different types of versions, be it material or etheric or all the way up, if you want to use that idea of up into spirit. We are not for no reason called also, like we discussed, the founder beings. So we have created everything and been part of the creation from everything in this universe, from top to bottom and bottom to top. So we do have access to the whole spectrum of this universe as Mantis beings.
The dimensions or dimension are well known for you. Can you say how many dimensions there are?
Well, you like to categorize many things in the number of 13 until it repeats itself, but in a sense of a higher version. So when 13 ends, you could start again with 1, but it could also be 14. But in your area of creation and reality, it is very common to divide things in 13 steps before they repeat themselves, which is not really a repetition, but might seem as if they are similar or the same, when in reality everything is always different. And infinity is truly a real phenomena, and everything can be experienced as completely new all the time. And this is how I experience motion and existence, for example, from spirit. But yes, you humans love to play with this idea of there being 13 densities or dimensions and layers, dominant layers of creation that you would experience your universe from. And you already mentioned the one where you Earth humans currently in this here now have focused upon, and you are also present in all the other layers that you decided to be there at the same time, but not as consciously as in the ones that we have mentioned before.
Thank you very much. Some of us call the mantis healer. Are the mantis kind of healers? Can you heal?
Well, since we do have a full understanding of the universe and its creation process, we do understand the very fabric of what you would call matter of this universe, and also everything that goes up the line from the very most dense idea of energy. And we do have access, and we do sometimes use the ability to, if you want, adjust some of these frequencies and energies that have what you could say healing effects for you as Earth humans, or plants on your planet, or animals, or even water and the rocks and other types of beings. And from time to time, if this is in agreement with the being itself, we do help and we do heal actually many things on your planet, including yourself as Earth humans. But for us, it wouldn't be considered healing. It would just be adjustments, patterns that we see that we would like to arrange differently, that we would like to harmonize with our frequency, that they fit together better in the whole idea of the great puzzle that we can recognize, and make it more fitting again, if you would like to use that idea of looking at this phenomena. So we wouldn't consider it healing, but simply our perspective translated upon the infinite structure that for us seems to flow more naturally. So, for example, if you like the idea of a rainbow and red going to the next color of orange, and then yellow and green and blue and violet and so on, and you see that this pattern is different, you would simply adjust the colors to be in that order again, which for us is the natural state in this translation of the rainbow. So we would just act according to this idea, if you understand.
When we need help and need a healing, can we call you? Is it possible?
Yes, it depends on your ability, of course, to trust. So we do always help, and we do this according to what we say, spirit, and what is available as a decision that is combined between you and spirit and us. And if that is in our range, so to speak, of accessing, then we always do access and do help and do heal. This is not of any effort for us, and it's something we naturally do. So you can wish for healing and call us. There is no problem. We receive all the calls, and even if we would have to take all the 7 billion people on your planet at the same time, we would have a big enough hospital to do a healing for all of you at the same time together. There is no problem in doing so. But you can understand that this is not the path that all of you have chosen. And so maybe for some people, calling upon us will not work and will, in that sense, fail. But then this is what this individual has chosen to experience, and we're not intervening with this choice that has been made with free will. So we are here for you, and we are helping because that's what we're naturally meant to do as Mantis beings. But you can understand that you can also heal yourself fully and completely at all times, since you're shifting to a completely new version of yourselves all the time in every now that really has no connection to your past, and therefore you are a fresh being if you want to look at yourself this way with every now moment. And you can simply use that to your advantage and know that you are healed completely in every moment already. And the way we have said to use your trust, so if you trust us more than you would trust your own self, which is very challenging for us to understand. But if you want to trust us more than you trust yourself, then we certainly have no problem to help you, and will do that. Yes.
Okay, so you are you living full day by day in excitement? Yes. And do you have humor? I guess you have humor because you are in exciting, I guess. But do you understand our humor? It would be interesting.
Yes, it would be part of excitement itself. Humor, of course. Yes, to us, humor and excitement would be the same thing, and the whole existence itself to us is funny. Say that we are part of human humor, and we don't need to understand it because you are right now really connecting to a mantis being through the spirit of Sit-Nam Nakura. And if that is not humor into itself already, then what else is, Harry?
Yes, indeed, it is funny. Yes. And what what can I do or what can I use when I want to call you? So, or when I call Mantis and when I want to connect with Mantis, what can I do?
Yes. Well, you can just use your internet and Google the mantis, the praying mantis, for example, and you would be immediately connected to one version of us in a very direct way that we can read the energies and therefore immediately be connected with you as well.
The last time when I saw a mantis, a praying mantis, was in Ecuador when I saw a mantis eating a butterfly. This was first creepy for me, okay, but then I realized, okay, this is mantis. This was interesting.
Well, that is part of love, Hari. So eating each other is a form of love. It's an expression of love, and you are very tuned into the idea that death is something scary or something very negative to experience, but you can understand that this is very natural and death is a very beautiful thing that occurs, for otherwise you would exist forever, which simply wouldn't be any fun. So yes, eating is also part of what some representative of the mantis on your planet still exercise and manifest and play out. So we understand that during this process actually becoming one with the idea of the butterfly, and the butterfly becomes us and we become the butterfly. And if we are eating by another species, we also understand that it's not one species killing the other and making it extinct. It's always a merging of energies and two becoming one. So we are not connected to the idea of being separate from a butterfly. We all see everything truly as one, and the one just becomes more one when it eats itself in that sense.
But I guess for you it doesn't count because I guess you are a spirit, don't eat, right?
Well, as spirit, we are not able to eat, no, but we are able to observe very well the phenomena of eating, yes. But we have already stated that this is an interaction between what you would call more of me being in spirit as a female grandmother, now letting in the idea of my, what you would consider from your focus point, past life as a mantis, that is now also using this channel to talk to you. Is there any more questions that you have? And we would like to remind you that you, Hari, are very well connected to mantis beings, but like we have said, everybody on your planet is in some shape or form, considering we are all one and we are all earth. You can understand that you understanding yourself as being earth, you are what you would call in a very expanded state of consciousness, but it actually is still very limited to who you really are, and you can understand that you really are earth itself, being conscious in one of her expressions, which is earth human. But who you really are, Hari, and all the other earth humans, is the earth itself. And so you are truly the mantis that you would consider separate, maybe on your hand or sitting on a branch or a tree. But it is really you becoming aware of yourself through different forms that you are creating as Mother Earth. So you are also the butterfly, and you are everything else that you perceive from your human beingness, from your Earth human beingness.
Interesting. I wasn't aware that I'm connected with Mantis. Interesting.
This is one of the reasons that I have mentioned that I'm coming through you to you at this time to remind you that this is not just fantasy or something you would play around in your thoughts, but actually 100% true in the way we say it and mean it.
Okay, thank you very much. And do you have any advice for us? What we can do now? What's appropriate now for us to go into in our meditations, or what can we do now? Or maybe you have an advice from me personally. Yeah.
Relax. We are infinitely grateful all the time to be here, to be existent, to be of service also to you, dear Harry, and all the Earth humans know that we are you and you are us, and we share energy together through also what you call your planet Earth, but also in many other layers of reality, in many different shapes and forms and states of being. There is a great connection between us and you Earth humans at all times in the infinite now. Is there any more questions you would like to ask me, Sit-Nam Nakura, or the Mantis beings?
Yes. What are you doing actually when Simon is breathing so interesting? Or do you adjusting some energy? It's looked like this.
We have pushed further more energy to the body that you would perceive through your screen to hold the connection and to continue to be of service to you. And we have checked upon the situation if everything is okay and if we can continue with this, what you call channeling, or if it is time for me and us to leave. So we are still here and we are still available to a great extent, but we also realize that this is very new for the body consciousness to come through in this way. So we gladly would answer your last questions.
No, this was my last question. I don't have any question anymore now, for now. Maybe we have further interviews with you or with other beings. I don't know, I'm not sure. We will talk about it. But yes, thank you very much for the connection. Thank you very much for answer my questions. It was a pleasure for me, and yes, I hope this was informative for you too and for the listeners here. Yeah, thank you very much.
So you are sure there's no more question at this time that you would consider your here and now for me, Harry?
No, that's all. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. We are of service to you, Earth humans, at any time. This has been very amusing for us to be here with you. We are still adjusting energies and hope and more present in this shape and form of the channeling to you Earth humans. And like we said, we have a great access of the story of you Earth humans, of your planet, of your solar system, of your galaxy and beyond, of your universe, and we even have access to other universes in a sense of multiple universes that we easily access through who we are and what we are. So there is no limit of what you would understand limits to be right now to go into these details to help you humans to remember who you really are and who you can become in what you call your future. So there can be more experiences of this happening between versions of yourselves to yourself as versions you don't yet consider yourself.
Thank you. Goodbye for now.
Thank you very much, Harry. Thank you, Earth humans. This is your grandma, Sit-Nam Nakura, and it was a pleasure to share my perspective with you, Earth humans. Thank you very much, and a lot of gratitude to you and the universe and existence, and to the Mantis for also stepping in today and serving to be a source of information being made available for you. We love you unconditionally and very much and hope to be of service again. For you, Earth humans, remember that you are truly all that is. All that is you. You are your planet. You are your other fellow Earth humans. You are your animal and plant kingdom. Really, truly at all times. And we always recommend for you, if you feel a little bit out of alignment, to step into what you would call your natural areas, for we see that for almost all Earth humans it has a positive effect, if you like to play with this idea, for your beingness, be it emotional, mental, or physical, or ethereal. You always greatly benefit from connecting with your planet, Earth humans. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and see you in the next here and now. Bye bye.